Hello, my name is Tim Shabbat. I'm the superhero of the day. And this is my uncle.
Uncle
How about Uncle Joey?
Uncle Joey.
Maybe Uncle. Let's see, Uncle Dustin.
Uncle Justin? My given name was Joey, and we are looking into legally getting it changed to Justin. So for right now, you can call me Joey Justin, or Justin Joey, or Joestin,
How about
or Joey.
Joey Dustin?
The reason, as you know, that we are in disguise today is because until the name is legally changed, I technically don't exist as a person, so I can't be seen to resemble Joey or Justin. So I'm going with a Grand Poobah in disguise look today.
Joey Dustin?
When we are in the excuse me, my mustache is getting caught in my mouth. We are here in the mansion that was owned by great aunt Lucille, who sadly passed away. We showed up at her door in disguise. She thought she was being robbed, and unfortunately, she's now deceased.
Yep.
But luckily, she was our favorite aunt, and we were her favorite great nephew and nephew. So we have inherited this lovely mansion and these lovely Japanese curtains.
This is a beautiful mansion.
Isn't it? You can, if you listen closely, you can hear the dry rot. There it is. There it is. Dryroticus canineus, it's called. It's also known. It only occurs with dogwood. So you're a
And there's a cat too.
There is a cat. We don't know where the cat is. We think it's trapped between the second and the third floor. It's somewhere in the wall. We're hoping that if we spread enough fancy feast around the cracks in the ceiling, that the cat will come out.
Well, Joey, listen
That's,
to those crickets.
The crickets. I thought somebody was trying to start the car and they couldn't get it to turn over. And you just stuff an apple in there, and then it'll get an apple turnover.
And the cat is somewhere in the mansion.
The cat is somewhere in the mansion. We only have enough, because this place is so big, we only have enough money. We've had a bake sale. We only have enough money to keep the lights on in this one area right here, so we're really not sure where the cat is. Oh, it's the ghost of the Headless Horseman.
That's my horse. That's us.
Your horse?
Yeah.
Did we ride here on a horse? The very low clearance in this house. She was only 3'7". I keep hitting my head in the top of the doorways, and I can't remember how. Did we ride here on a horse or did we walk?
We came on the horse.
Oh, did we? Did you steer the horse?
Yeah.
And I was tucked in a saddlebag for safekeeping. That's good. Now you said you're a superhero now.
Yeah.
Now this is news to me. I thought you had just been doing some kind of inverse tanning, and you had your eyes blackened for some reason. Now, what is your superhero name?
My superhero name is Tim Joseph Shabbat.
Okay. And you'll have to excuse me. I had a lot of beef for breakfast again. So, what now? As a superhero, what are your duties?
My duties is to feed the horse. That's us.
Right.
Every morning when I get up.
Heroically?
Heroically.
You heroically feed the horse, okay.
Yeah.
Which involves a lot of, you kind of do a lot of this and as you feed the horse.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it? So are you like a super veterinarian, or do you go and fight crime and bring goodness and glee to the people of Keene, New Hampshire?
I bring goodness.
Not so much glee?
Not glee.
Not glee. No, those singing kids on TV, they can have their glee.
Yeah.
They're filled with glee. You, not so much about the glee, just the goodness. Now, when excuse me. It's funny enough, the mustache, they're right in what they say, it does taste like chicken. When you first came to this mansion, I know you were a little afraid because there's been talk of ghosts. She used to run an illegal petting zoo. The help was not very good. They were all thumbs.
Yeah. At night, there's ghost sound at night
Is there?
in the mansion.
Now, is that why? Do you think that may have what led to Aunt Henrietta's untimely demise?
I think so.
You think so? You think the ghosts maybe pushed her over the edge, quite literally?
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to talk about that, at least not on camera. Good thing we're private here. Nobody can hear what we're saying. So, excuse me, lip sweat. So now that we're here, I had heard.
There it is.
Sorry about that. I really need to change my diet. There was talk of remodeling. Now, I am being older. I don't have as much time left in this world as you do. And if enough people see me with this hat, it probably will be even shorter. And now, the discussion was that when you inherited this mansion, you were going to turn it into something else. You were going to rebuild with the money that you got from saving up enough bottle caps. Now, what was that you wanted to rebuild this mansion into?
A farm?
A farm? Not a water slide?
No.
Not a water slide for animals? Because that's kind of what you were talking about last week.
Yeah.
You wanted to put the sheep in the water slide and watch them all the way down through.
Yeah.
So, which is just a way of keeping them clean, is what you would tell the authorities, right? Okay. So you want to turn this into a farm.
Yeah.
What animals would you like to have in this? It's an indoor farm?
It's an indoor farm.
What kind of animals would you like to have in this indoor farm?
Cows,
Mm-hmm.
horses.
Oh.
How about sheep?
Sheep? That would be nice. I think you may already have about 6 cows in here that are roaming somewhere upstairs, and I think they used the small, one-person elevator, and they just went vertical with that. Apparently, it's 7 o'clock. So, I'm sorry. I know this is breaking legal precedent, but I do have to take that off, because if I don't, I will be suffer from nylon poisoning. But you may want to keep that on just in case anybody is watching. This house is under surveillance. There are bugs. I found some in my comb, and I think there may be some that are listening devices too.
There are tons of bugs.
Yes.
And bees.
I'm not sure if those are bees or if we're at a Major League Baseball game.
Bees.
Maybe if we're at the Oakland A's. So, now that we're here, you've got your plans to make this into a farm. You have a severe case of the giggles, which I think is because, Aunt Henrietta had some breathing issues because she smoked about 15 cigars a day. For a woman of 87, that's quite a feat. The last time they delivered oxygen to her, they instead delivered helium, and the nozzle on the tank was not very tight, so there is a little bit of helium in the air. It makes you laugh a lot. I'm immune to it because I've been taking helium for years, but it does make our voices sound a little higher than normal. Usually my voice sounds like Barry White, and your voice is even deeper than that.
Even deeper.
Even deeper than that. But for now, what we're hearing now is kind of like a heightened voice. So you want to be a superhero who owns a farm. That's what you're telling me. Now, is this a lifelong goal, or is this just a temporary thing until you find work?
Turn farm work.
Okay. Now, and I know, being that we're both connected, and we're both lodge members, obviously, from the hats. The boys down at the lodge have done a lot for me with employment. That's
Sounds like me.
That sounds like you. It's the ghost of you. Your ghost has gone back in time to visit you when you were alive. So the guys down at the lodge, they helped me find a job at the used wheelbarrow lot, and that's working out pretty great. I shellac the handles. I oil the one wheel in the front, and I get about 50 cents every 3 weeks, and that's pretty cool. So is there any job that you'd like me to ask them about? Is there any career that you're looking into that you'd like to get someday?
Yeah.
What kind of job would you like to, blue sky here, the best job you could possibly get?
To work on the farm.
To work on the farm. Well, you're already on your way. So if there's anything the boys down at the lodge can do, just let me know.
Okay.
They do need written request 3 weeks in advance in green crayon.
And also, there's bats in the mansion.
There's bats in the belfry?
In the belfry.
Are they men, bat men or bat women?
Bat.
Bat both?
Get down.
Bat wonderful. So there's bats in the belfry. So this house, it sounds like this place is pretty close to a zoo already.
Yep.
I know when Henrietta was alive and some of the parties she used to throw, some of her hooch parties with the gin made in the bathtub, the place was a zoo then too. So basically all you need to do is find all the animals that are wandering around this place, put them in a pen or 3, preferably big, and by that time you can just open the doors and start going. Now, are you going to try? Is this a farm, like a friendly farm sort of place for kids to come, or is this a farm where you're going to be trying to get food out of the animals?
Trying to get the food out of the animals.
Now, I tried that once. I tried to get chocolate bars out of a chinchilla, and it's really difficult, but it's doable. Now, what kind of food are you looking to get out of the animals?
Like corn.
Corn? I'm working on my memoirs with my feet. You can't see them, but I'm ambidextrous. Ambidextrous. I actually send messages with my feet too. So you're looking to get corn out of the animals. Where in the animals are you looking to get the corn out of?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
We'll work on that. We've got a team of food scientists working on this right now as we speak back at the lab. Now, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I mean, have your goals changed from when you were? I mean, you're how old now, Tim Shepard?
45.
You're 45. So you've got. First of all, if I may be a little, constructively critical, you've got a lot of growing up to do. But you've got a long life ahead of you. When you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was a kid, when I was 15 years old, I wanted to be a
Rodeo cowboy?
rodeo cowboy.
Doesn't everybody? Doesn't everybody? Now, what made you change your dream from wanting to be a rodeo cowboy to a animal farmer?
Wow, back when I was 15 years old, I was like, running a horse is so fun that I want to be a cowboy. But when I get to be older, I was like, that might be too much.
That's a little bold. That's what you're saying.
Bold.
A little bold. You're bolder and you're older. And look over your shoulder because I think there might be a cow back there. But you never know where anything is going to be in this place. There is a cow back there. So, or it may actually be the maid who I think still is wandering around here somewhere.
And sometimes at night, I hear thunder.
You do hear thunder at night? Luckily, it's not. Got it.
There's tons of bees in here.
There is tons of bees in here. You're going to need a good fumigator, and maybe even an alligator, to take care of the myriad of problems that this house has. I'm lucky that, I think I probably only have about 6 weeks to live. It's not a bad thing. The name will be changed, the credit cards and licenses will be cut up, and I'll just be living as a small Bolivian woman in Fresno. But then you will own this place, so you got a lot of work to do here.
A lot of work.
A lot of work. Now, are you going to do this work on your own, or are you going to hire a crew, or are you going to bully neighborhood children into doing it? How are you going to get all this work done?
I'm gonna talk to a crew, see
Okay.
if they can help.
Okay. Now, you're going to need a lot of money to do this. I mean, this work doesn't come cheap.
Billions of dollars. Talk about billions and billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars. I thought you said Minions of Dallas, and I know Dallas was a very popular program, has a lot of fans. And if you appealed to the Greater Dallas fan club and told them that you were making perhaps a JR museum, they may do the work for free. And then at the end, when they say, hey, this place looks like a farm, you can say, oh, I thought you were Green Acres fans. And you have kind of pulled the rug out from under them that way. I wouldn't recommend that, but luckily I'll be, as I said, living as a small Bolivia woman in Fresno by that point, so it won't be anything with me. Okay. So, now that we've cleared the air about this, there's something a little bit more serious we need to talk about here.
And I'm still trying to find the cat and the medicine.
This cat, what is the cat's name?
His name is
Piddles?
Tim.
Tim. That's your name too.
You hear Tim?
Yeah.
I hear him, but I don't see him.
So if Aunt Henrietta, if you were here and Aunt Henrietta said, Tim, Scrat, would you like run out the door? And then she'd be like, no, 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 I'm talking about the kitty. Would it get confusing to you? If she said, Tim, use your litter box, would you be like, you know?
A little confused.
A little confused, especially when you're young.
A little confusing to me.
And after the third time you used the litter box, while it was, you know, a very freeing experience, you realized she was talking to the cat. Yeah. So now that we have your plans are concrete, we know you're a superhero. Luckily, nobody else does. It's just you and I here, so your secret is safe with me. And the hat and the mask, I mean, they'd never know it was you anyway. Are you thinking, do you have a special vehicle to be the superhero that you are, or do you just do it on foot?
I have a punchbox.
You do? And now, does it have a special name? Is it like the Tim-mobile? Or the... That's what it sounds like?
That's what it sounds like.
You can do that sound with your mouth. That is amazing. It's almost like being there.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah. I think you have a second career in automotive impersonation. You could work up a little nightclub act with that. And and now a Dodge Dart. That would be pretty impressive. It's funny, until I've noticed you wearing the mask and the fez. I don't notice myself wearing the fez because after a while it just becomes a part of you. I noticed you wearing the mask and the fez, and it wasn't until today when I finally asked you about it that I realized you were a superhero who's dedicated to spreading joy throughout the land and feeding horses. Did a horse ever do something nice to you to make you want to repay all horses with your kindness and love and glee?
Yeah. The horse want me pilot.
Really? And ever since then you've said, I'm going to do horses a favor.
Yeah.
As God is my witness, no horse shall ever go hungry again.
Never again.
Never again. Never again. Even the horses agree. The horses have no beef with that. The cows, they've got a lot of beef, but that's a different story. And there she is again. It's amazing for the number of animals we keep hearing that we can't find any of them. Probably if we stood up and walked around, we might have better luck than just sitting here in these chairs, but they're so darn comfy.
Hey.
I think someone may have died in this chair, but that's okay. It's still very comfortable.
Yeah, my grandpa.
He was the owner of one of these chairs?
Yeah.
What was his name? It wasn't Alphonse.
Grandpa Jones.
Shepherd. Grandpa Jones? He wasn't on Hee Haw, was he? No, different Grandpa Jones? Okay. The Jones, pretty common name. Tim. I'm hoping you're doing an impression of somebody belching, or of a 65 Charger backfiring, and that wasn't a little gassitation. No. So why don't you tell me a little bit? Now that I feel like we've become closer over these last 15 or so minutes since we've come to Aunt Henrietta's house to shake down the walls.
You know what my grandpa Jones always say?
What did he used to say?
When he was getting old, I can't sit down. I'm getting too old.
Really? So he stood up all the time?
He was like,
He was like half and half. He worked in a crouch, is what you're saying.
yeah.
No relation to Andre Crouch. Probably not. So Grandpa Jones, was he around for very long when you were a kid? I mean, did he live? How long did he live? How old were you when he shuffled off this mortal coil?
21.
You were 21 when so
Yeah.
you got to know him pretty well. Was he a kind man?
Very kind.
Did he use coarse language?
He used good language.
He was a vocabularian, of the Cleveland vocabularians. So Grandpa Jones, not the one from Hee Haw, apparently. Although, frankly, honestly, wouldn't it have been nicer if he was the guy from Hee Haw? He could kick a mean banjo, that Grandpa Jones. I think Vincent Price used to live here, too.
He did.
Did he?
Years ago.
Did he? He used to play Stay Alive and Hangman all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what your plans are for tonight? Because I heard something about a party or an event in this house, but I'm in and out of consciousness so often I don't always remember what I hear.
A party at the table. A dinner party.
You're having a dinner party here today?
Yeah.
Are you going to wire electricity to any other rooms, or is it going to be like a party in the dark? like a blackout petting zoo kind of party. And apparently it sounds like you have a termite problem, a pretty serious one.
How about a ghost party?
A ghost party? Now that's another thing we hadn't thought of. What if these animals that are in here that you think you're going to build a zoo upon or a farm are actually ghosts of past animals? You could have a ghost farm. If somebody wanted to write about that, they could be a ghost writer. So you're having a party tonight.
Yep.
With animals. And now, are the animals your guests, or are the animals sort of like adding flavor to the party or the dinner table?
My guest.
You're having animals as your guests. How do you send out invitations to animals?
Like, with my hands.
With your hands? It's a very sinister laugh. You're sending out invitations with your hands. Now, is that sort of like you just go up to the animal and say, "Come to the party, come to the party," or do you like write them out by hand, or do you do sign language?
Sign language.
Did you know that Henrietta was actually successful, like Coco the gorilla? Henrietta was successful in teaching sign language to her animals. Did you know that? Unfortunately, the animals, they didn't learn sign language back, so they could just understand her, and that was about it.
Well, I see more bees in the medicine.
Do you see the bees in the darkness?
I see the bees.
This place is fraught with danger and mystery. And I think if we know what's good for ourselves, and I know I usually don't, we should probably leave this mansion within the next 45 minutes to 6 hours. Or else this place...
I think more like 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Well, you need to fire up your horse because we need to get out of here in a lickety schlitz. Whoa, Nelly!
Whoa!
What's the horse's name?
That's it.
Of course it is. I'm
Whoa,
sorry.
That's it. Slow down.
I've been working with a lot of paint thinner lately, and I have a bad time remembering things. Oof, sorry.
Wow.
A lot of beef for breakfast. Too much beef for breakfast. So I think before we go, we should make sure that we have a little informal lodge meeting here. Because I know we're missing the meeting tonight, being here, looking at the mansion and trying to size up how much money we can shake out of the joint. So are you ready to have the oath? Take the oath?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to take the oath like this. Put your hand up. I promise.
I promise.
Never to eat green jelly beans.
Never to eat green jelly beans.
On Thursday.
On Thursdays.
Except. Except when.
Except when.
I forget.
I'll forget.
And eat them anyway.
Eat them anyway.
Okay, that's really all there is to it. It's a pretty loose group of guys. We don't like to tie anybody down with a lot of rules. So thank you for becoming a junior member, because as you know, fraternal organizations like this are pretty much dropping like flies or bees across the country. And when we can group together over the importance of eating jelly beans, I think it'll make our nation stronger. So thank you.
Oh, I have more bees coming.
More bees? I think you have the fifth sense with bees.
Well, 1 minute left of the show. Let's pretend we won.
Oh, running?
It's great. And going.
The hounds.
And go. We made it in time.
Just in time for the werewolves to show up here in Keene, New Hampshire.
Don't only pretend. Hi. Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for enjoying this. Bye.